Good morning. Sorry it's been so long. I'm going to give you an update, a vlog update as I am driving to the well this morning. So it's been forever since I was able to go to the well because I have my health coach certification class was the same exact 3 hours as my volunteer commitment at the well. So I took that as a sign that God was asking me to step down for a minute because I was kind of getting a little bit not happy with some of the people there. So it actually worked out really well. But anyway, I'm going back today. So I owe you guys 2 months worth of updates. And the bottom line is that I was very, very sick through the entire month of March and April, which is 2 months. Bear with me. So anyway, they're kind of a wash. There was like nothing to tell other than I was sick again, kept testing negative for COVID, but it really felt like that's what it was. So not sure what happened there, but I'm feeling much better this past week. Troy had it too, which is unusual, of course. Troy's never sick, so there was that, and then there was also dealing with perimenopausal stuff. So I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, I was like back on birth control pills, and I had done that, and that did not work out. That's a long story short. So I'm going to see a surgeon on the 25th of this month to have the ablation done, hopefully. So anyway, long story short, my life was pretty miserable. April was probably the worst month I've ever had in my whole life, physically. And of course, you know, I wasn't doing well mentally. In the last video, you could tell, and that really just kind of continued. It's been a rough ride with starting Chi Direct, which is going really, really well, and was very, very stressful. We're actually, I think, have broken through most of the barriers, and we're doing well now, but it was rough, and the physical aspect was rough, and the weather was rough. It's been cold and windy, and now summer's here, so of course I feel much better now that it's 100 degrees and, and hot all the time. We still have a bit of wind, but not anywhere near what it was like before. It was kind of like this return to the Midwest where I couldn't even go outside. I couldn't even like go for a walk or anything. So anyway, that was pretty miserable. And so there was really, I just couldn't do a video because it was like, really the only thing I had to do was just complain and bitch and moan about how horrible my life was. And of course that's not useful. So here we are. So as far as the bodybuilding competitions go, I still want to do it. And now I have my sights set on the natural show for next year. Hopefully that will happen. I don't know what else to say. I am still plugging along. I'm still making progress toward that very, very slowly. I'm not working with a trainer right now, and because I was sick, I hardly even did anything at home the last 2 months. So just in this last week, I've gotten 2 pretty good sessions in, but that's it. My blood pressure's high again because I haven't been doing cardio or whatever. I don't know why. It's a little disconcerting because it's pretty high. It's higher than it's ever been. So now I have that to deal with too. So I've been practicing the warrior diet, and and when I say practicing, I mean like when you first start practicing yoga and you can't like get into the pose, that's what I mean. It's a really quite a different, you know, way to eat. So but every day I move toward it better. We bought a juicer and we're doing fresh juice, and I'm doing pretty good actually on that. So I asked Debbie Stevens. So Debbie was the one that said she was starting a coaching business, and so I decided to not work with Cindy because I could work with Debbie, and then found out that she's not actually going to be coaching for competition. She's just not just a trainer, but I mean she's training, not coaching. So I talked with her a bit and asked her what she thought I should do, and of course, not surprisingly, she referred me to her coach, brought her to the national stage. I mean, this guy's no joke. He's got a ton of athletes and they're all winning. So this is the guy. I just don't know how comfortable I am working with a man. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I have a phone consultation with him tomorrow to find out how much it is and go from there. We got 11 months, 12 months-ish, depending on when Miles decides to do the show next spring. And that's plenty of time, certainly if I'm working with somebody like that. So that's still in the works. The biggest thing is there was this huge shift in my family, and we've all been talking to each other pretty regularly, and it's pretty exciting. My aunts and my cousins and everybody. So anyway, that's been really exciting. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that at that because this channel is not about that. This channel is about fitness. So the other thing is I finally am a certified health coach. If you don't know already, I'm very excited to say that I passed the test with the least possible score you could get. And I don't care because I failed it the first time and it was awful and it was a terrible test. So I'm just going to leave that there. It was an awful experience and it was only by the grace of God that I passed that test. But this is something I've wanted my entire life, as you probably know, the two of you who are watching these videos. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. And I'm also now in I don't know if I'd call it a school. It's an online platform. I'll say it that way. That it's called New Skills Academy, and they have like 700 courses that you can take, and they're all online and whatever. And so I'm pretty excited about that because I paid like $100 for unlimited courses, and they're all go at your own pace, and I get to just continue to learn constantly, right? And then at the end of all those, I'll get all these different certifications. So there's, like I said, 700 different ones. So right now I'm doing life coach, and it's very similar to the health coach, obviously, but it's not as medically oriented. Like the health coach thing that I just did was a lot of like blood pressure and BMI and diseases and diabetes and all this stuff that I don't need to know and is outside of my scope of practice, but I had to know it to pass the test. It was total bullshit, but whatever, I passed it. So I don't know what else there is to say. I am trying to get back into the swing of training 5 times a day after not being able to, not 5 times a day, God, well, if I could, I would. 5 times a week, after having not been able to for 5 or 6 weeks. So that's where I'm at right now, just trying to get my endurance back up and get my capacities back up to be able to lift. I did a pretty hardcore shoulder session yesterday. Having trouble holding up the camera right now. That's probably why it's so shaky, but it feels good and it's all good. So just wanted to give you an update and talk to you later. Love you guys. Thanks.